Cyclobikes Kenya, the #1 destination for bicycles, spare parts, servicing and repairs.
So welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to adjust our gears. We are going to work on the rear derailleur and also change the cable. So subscribe onto our YouTube channel and like this video. Now let's get started. This is our rear gear. It's a 7-speed Shimano gear, and it works in conjunction with the rear derailleur, and they are connected using the gear cable. So we are going to change the cable. The cable is worn out and it has got some spikes on it, so we are going to replace it with a new one. So first we are going to loosen the cable. The cable is connected to the derailleur using a 9mm nut, and some derailleurs have got the Allen key setup of nut, but in our case we are going to use the number 9 spanner. I'm going to change the gear, and the gear is in the gear cable. The gear cable is inside the gear system, and the first step we have to do is to open the gear cover. The gear cover has got the 2 screws which are very small in size, so you open them carefully and make sure you don't lose the screws. So this is how our gear looks from inside when you open the gear cover, and when you shift it moves from one gear to the next up to the last gear. So we are going to downshift first of all, so that you can be able to remove the gear cable. So this is the cable head which locks inside the gear system. So you just push the cable and it gets out of the gear system, and then you push it completely out. And that's it. We don't have a cable inside here now. So we are going to put back a new cable. So we are going to put back the gear cable. The gear cable has got a small head at the tip. It's different from the brake cable which has a bigger head at the tip of the cable. The gear has a small hole inside it, so we are going to use the back side of the gear cable to insert inside that small hole. Then you insert the new cable inside the housing of the gear cable, which runs direct back to the rear derailleur. So after we have fixed the cable, we are going to return the gear cover back to the gear. And the purpose of the gear cover is just to prevent dirt and water and maybe rain from reaching the gear system. And then you just tighten the 2 nuts that are at the gear, and then you fix the cover completely. So after we have fixed the cable, we are going to adjust the rear derailleur so that we can be able to change the gears effectively. So this rear derailleur is much complicated to adjust, because it has got the 2 screws. This is the low screw and this is the high screw. So the low screw is for the low gear, which is this one, and the high screw is for the smallest cog, the smallest gear, which is this one. So we are going to adjust using these 2 and also using this cap. This is the end of the derailleur. You adjust also the gears using this far end of the derailleur. So first of all, we are going to fix our cable tightly back onto the derailleur using these back nuts. So we tighten the cable. So our derailleur has got a spring inside. When you shift, the springs works effectively to take it up and also to bring it back. So it has got a spring inside that enables the derailleur to shift from the smaller cog to the bigger cog. So we are going to adjust the gears right now. as we're going to shift into from the smaller cog onto the next one, the derailleur should be able to move onto the next cage, the next cage. But in this case, there are good delays. As you can see, there are delays. It's not working effectively. So what we are going to do, we are going to adjust this nut over here. So when you tighten it, it enables the cable to move, to become more tight, so that the derailleur can push the gears onto the next cog. As you can see, it still got some slight delays, but now we are just using this one. You tighten it and you can see it has moved on to the next cog. Just like that, and then you shift. Also working on this bigger chain ring of the back. As you can see, we are changing, but it's not fitting completely. It comes back to the other cog. So what we do, we are going to adjust these screws. This is the high screw, and this is the low screw for the lower gear. So you adjust it slightly, the lower one. And there it goes. It's now working perfectly. This is the cable end, and the cable ends are fixed at the end of the gear cable. That is after you have fixed the gears and they are working effectively. The purpose of this cable end is just to ensure that the cable does not pierce into our body, and also just to keep it neat, and also when you are working on your bike, make sure that you are safe. As you can see, our gear cable does not have a cable end, so we are going to fix this cable end onto the gear cable. And then once you have fixed it into the gear cable, you have to squeeze it, or to squeeze it tightly onto the gear cable. As you can see, our gear cable does not have a cable end, so we are going to fix this cable end into our gear cable. So we are going to use either pliers or any other tool that can squeeze the cable end onto the gear.